You speak too soon. You tell your dreams before they are built. You share your goals before they have taken root. And that more than failure, more than rejection, more than bad luck, is why your success keeps slipping through your fingers. Let me ask you something. Why do you speak of things not yet born? Why do you announce plans you've not yet obeyed? Why do you share your deepest vision with those who have never built a thing? This speech will give you the answers you've been missing. It will show you why the more you talk, the weaker you become. It will show you why early announcements destroy your drive. It will show you why true builders, true kings, true leaders move in silence until the work is done. If you do not listen, here is what will happen. You will keep leaking your energy into empty conversations. You will invite the opinions of small minds into your sacred vision. You will seek applause instead of execution, and your greatness will die in delay. But if you obey this speech, if you hold your purpose like sacred fire and stop spilling into the street, everything will change. You will begin to build with rhythm. You will protect your power. You will multiply your belief. You will finish what you start, and no man will question you, because your results will speak louder than any words ever could. So now I ask you, do you want results or reactions? Do you want a harvest or more empty conversations? Then stop telling the world what you're going to do. Sit down, stay silent, and let this speech plant the law within you. You speak too soon. You spill the seed before the soil is even ready, and every time you do, you weaken it. The world has taught you to declare your plans before you built the man required to fulfill them. But I tell you now, the most powerful men in history did not shout what they would do. They moved in silence. They walked in law. They obeyed structure. Speech is sacred. It plants instruction in the subconscious. Every word is a builder or a destroyer. And when you speak of things not yet complete, when you boast about visions not yet forged in fire, you scatter your force like chaff in the wind. You feel proud for a moment, but empty soon after. Great men do not move with noise. They build in the dark. They speak only when the work is ready to reveal itself. Their silence is not weakness. It is command. They have nothing to prove. They do not explain. They execute. Abraham Lincoln spent his nights riding alone, unseen, hated by many, but unmoved by noise. John D. Rockefeller planned in quiet corridors. He told no one until the acquisition was sealed. Edison lit the world after years of failure, mockery, and experimentation, never seeking applause before the results. Henry Ford assembled a revolution in systems before most could even imagine it. Each of these men held their purpose in sacred silence until it spoke for itself. And now you must learn the same law. You must learn to seal your mouth when the plan is still forming. You must stop asking others what they think and start asking your own soul what must be done. Do not speak for applause. Speak only to the mind that obeys. Speak only to the aim that demands fulfillment. This speech will teach you 8 laws of purposeful silence. Why true kings speak rarely, why the successful do not announce, and why your greatest moves must be made when no one is watching. Your goal is not to impress. It is to build. Your aim is not to declare. It is to become. From this moment, you will no longer waste your words. You will no longer expose your vision to the wind. You will speak your aim to yourself with thunder and repetition, but you will not tell the world. You will plant your thought in the subconscious and obey it with daily action. Say this with me. I keep silent until my work is law. I do not explain. I execute. You are not here to be seen. You are here to become undeniable. Now let us begin. Let us protect the aim. Let us sharpen the silence. Every man who rises must begin with order, not words. He must first build the structure before he speaks of the vision. The reason most never rise is not because they lack power, but because they give it away through premature speech. They tell their plan before it is rooted. They announce their goal before it is written. They speak of castles before the first stone is set. The undisciplined man talks to feel alive. He speaks so others may validate what he himself has not yet earned. But the disciplined man speaks only to reinforce his subconscious law, and he does so in silence, in solitude, in repetition. He does not chase applause. He obeys structure. Andrew Carnegie was not born into glory. He built it in quiet, deliberate action. Before the world knew his name, he had already written his aim. He had already formed alliances. He had already moved. His silence was not hesitation. It was design. He built his empire before he unveiled it. Speech, when given before structure, creates pressure. It invites opinion. It opens the gates to interference. The moment you say what you will do without having built the frame to support it, you shift the power from command to performance. Now you are no longer obeying law. You are performing for eyes. When you speak a thing that has not yet been shaped in thought and forged in action, you invite resistance. Not resistance that builds you, but resistance that confuses you. Others will question your plan, not because they see it clearly, but because they cannot imagine it. And you will begin to question yourself, not because you lack ability, but because you gave too much voice to the unqualified. Most men speak to feel strong, but a man does not become strong by speaking. He becomes strong by building. Let your plan be known to your subconscious first. Let your desire be known to infinite intelligence through faith, silence, and decision. Let your actions speak, not your intention. To speak prematurely is to drain your spiritual reservoir. A man only has so much psychic force in a day. If he uses it sharing visions to those who cannot see, he will have none left to create that vision. Instruction: keep your definite chief aim sacred. Write it clearly. Speak aloud only in solitude. Say it with belief. Speak it to your own mind, your only loyal servant. Speak it to the infinite, not to crowd. When you speak your aim before it is anchored, you give others permission to weigh in, and the average mind is a thief of destiny. You will hear the words, "Be realistic." That's too much. Who do you think you are? And if you are not rooted in law, you will listen. You will bend. You will shrink. You will delay. But the man who guards his speech guards his vision, and the man who guards his vision builds in power. Carnegie once said, "A man who cannot keep his mouth closed cannot keep his fortune." That was not cynicism. It was strategy. The richest men of history spoke only when the harvest was already seen. They did not explain the seed. They did not describe the soil. They revealed the fruit. So now you must understand, do not give life to that which is not ready. Do not hand over your seed to the public before it has taken root in the depths of your subconscious. Keep your mouth closed until the work demands to be seen. Let your word be law, but only in private. Let your aim be sacred, spoken only to the mind that obeys. Let your power be protected until your foundation is unshakable. Say this aloud: I hold my aim in silence. I declare it only to myself until it is reality. This is not weakness. This is power. This is not fear. This is faith. You have been taught to speak your dreams aloud, to shout them, to broadcast them, to declare them to the world. But that teaching is not law. It is not rooted in understanding of the subconscious mind. The subconscious does not obey the public voice. It does not respond to applause. It obeys only the inner command, the repetition spoken in solitude, charged with emotion, sealed with belief. Most men do not understand this. They think if they talk about their plans, they are more likely to do them. But I have seen the opposite. The more a man talks, the less he builds. The more he announces, the less he finishes. The man who speaks without structure is a slave to mood, and the subconscious mind is not moved by mood. It is moved by authority. When you share your dream with others before it is formed, you are not strengthening it. You are weakening it. The words you speak to impress others are not the same as the words you speak to impress your subconscious. One builds pressure, the other builds power, and the difference lies in intention. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before the electric light was born, but did he run to the newspapers to describe his plans? Did he shout to his neighbors about what he would create? No, he repeated it within. He wrote. He visualized. He affirmed again and again. His subconscious obeyed him, not the crowd. Your subconscious is listening always. It is waiting for orders, and it does not care what you say to others. It only responds to what you say with emotion, with repetition, with decision, and in privacy. This is the holy chamber creation, not the stage, but the silence. And here's the danger. When you speak your vision to others and they doubt it, your subconscious begins to accept their belief instead of yours. Each doubt you receive is like a weed planted in your soil, and if you're not careful, those weeds will choke your harvest before it ever grows. You must understand this. Your dream is a seed and the subconscious is fertile ground, but not all ground is equal. The public ground is filled with wind, with insects, with tramplers. The private ground, the inner speech, is guarded, silent, sacred, and that is where the real planting must happen. You are not obligated to explain your vision to anyone. You are not required to announce your aim. You are not commanded to tell your goals. You are only required to train your mind, to feed your subconscious, to speak with decision and emotion to the self that listens in silence. Command from this day forward. Speak your chief aim aloud, alone. Stand before your mirror each morning and night and declare your vision with emotion. Say it as if it is already real. Feel it. Believe it. This is how you instruct the subconscious to move in your favor. You must stop speaking your aim to the world. The world has not earned the right to hear it until it is done, until the structure is formed. Your vision belongs to you alone. The man who learns it becomes unstoppable, for he is no longer feeding his pride. He is feeding his power. He is no longer seeking attention. He is building attention. He is no longer draining his energy through words. He is channeling it through thought. Say this aloud. I speak my vision only to my inner world. I train my mind, not their opinion. This is the voice of power. This is the voice that commands riches. This is the voice that speaks to infinite intelligence, not to man. Now continue building in silence. When you are ready, we shall move to, you must come to terms with this truth. Most men will never understand what you're building, because most men have never built anything worth keeping. Their minds are fixed upon that which is visible, that which is immediate, that which is popular. You, however, are dealing in that which is invisible, that which is still forming, that which demands vision, faith, and silence. When a man begins to construct something great in his imagination, he must first separate himself from the opinions of the mediocre, for their thinking will not elevate you. It will imprison you. Their doubts, their smirks, their small questions, their casual remarks, each one is a theft of your sacred energy. Each one is a leech upon your definite chief aim. Understand this. The thing you are building does not yet exist to the world. It exists only in the temple of your own mind. That makes it vulnerable. That makes it sacred. And that makes it yours. Every time you speak of it prematurely, you hand over a piece of it to someone who cannot protect it, believe in it, or even see it. They will mock what they do not understand. They will diminish what they have never dreamed. They will attempt to pull it back into the realm of what is common, because that is where they live. Do not be surprised. Do not take it personally. They are not your enemy. They are simply unconscious. But unconsciousness is contagious and must be avoided like poison. When I first sat in the presence of Andrew Carnegie, I did not boast of what I planned to write. I listened, I received, I obeyed, and I built the plan in silence. It would be 25 years before that vision would reach the public. 25 years of building the foundation in secret. Had I spoken too soon, had I shared with those who were not ready to receive it, I would have been laughed into retreat. Most men believe only after the evidence appears, but the builder must believe before there is any sign, before there is any result, before the first stone is laid. The builder sees the end from the beginning. He speaks not of it, but walks in it day and night. That is why he must be silent, not because he fears the world, but because he respects the process. When the great Thomas Edison was laughed at for his hundreds of failed attempts, he did not explain himself to every critic. He continued his experiments in silence under the law of persistence. He understood the divine truth. The world does not reward talk. It rewards results. And results come from silent effort, not noisy promises. Henry Ford did not announce his automobile in the marketplace of public opinion. He built it in solitude. He made decisions that were ridiculed by the so-called experts of the day, but he trusted his imagination more than he trusted their facts. And now the name of Ford is known in every land, while the names of his critics have vanished into dust. Ask yourself this: do you want the satisfaction of being seen building it, or the reward of actually finishing it? Do you want applause now or ownership later? You cannot have both. You must choose. Either you will harvest premature attention, or you will reap permanent success. One is shallow and soon forgotten. The other is eternal. The greatest mistake you can make in the early stages of your plan is to seek understanding from those who do not walk by vision. They will inject you with their doubts. They will load your mind with their worries. They will frame your dream in the narrow dimensions of their own failure. And if you are not spiritually fortified, you will listen. You must guard your vision as a farmer guards a seed. It must be planted deep in the soil of your belief, watered daily with thought, faith, and action, and protected from the scavengers of public opinion. Do not expose your plan to the cold winds of casual conversation. It will wither. It will die, and no one will mourn it but you. Say nothing. Do everything. Build in silence. Finish in power. Let your success be your explanation. Let your results be your reply. Let your legacy speak on your behalf. For nothing commands respect like results, and nothing kills momentum like too much speaking. You do not owe the world your explanation. You owe yourself your transformation. You owe your vision the respect of silence, and you owe your future the dignity of completion. This is not arrogance. This is obedience to spiritual law. The law that says energy grows where attention flows, and attention, like energy, must be conserved. Write this down. I do not need to explain what I'm doing. I only need to keep doing it. Say it again. I do not need to explain what I'm doing. I only need to keep doing it. Say it again. I do not need to explain what I'm doing. I only need to keep doing it. Repeat this until it burns itself into the back of your mind, until you feel the armor of self-command wrap around your spirit. You must not open the door to those who knock with curiosity, but offer no belief. You must not reveal the blueprints to those who bring no tools. You must not seek the approval of those who have not built anything of value in their own lives. To do so is to water weeds while your own garden starves. The greatest minds in history, Lincoln, Edison, Carnegie, Rockefeller, each had a period of silence before their ascent, a period when no one believed, no one supported, no one saw. That is the price of greatness. That is the cost of originality. That is a fire in which all true builders are forged. And you too must pass through it. You must become deaf to doubt, blind to distraction, and indifferent to applause. You must become possessed by purpose, married to discipline, and addicted to execution. You must act as if the world cannot stop you, and because it cannot. But you must not speak as if you are owed anything, because you are not. You are owed nothing but the right to pursue, the right to labor, the right to build. And even these rights demand a price: silence, solitude, and self-mastery. If you pay the price, you shall gain the prize. But speak too soon, and you shall lose both the prize and the peace. Let your silence become your weapon. Let your silence become your shelter. Let your silence become your prayer. For in the silence, you will hear what the noise of men cannot offer, the voice of your own destiny, speaking softly but clearly. Build it. Keep going. Do not stop, and tell no one until it is done. Repeat these affirmations. I build in silence. I do not explain. I complete. I do not announce. I act. I protect my plan with discipline. I finish what I begin, and I tell no one until it is done. Say them aloud morning and night, in your chamber, in your walk, in your work. Speak them until your subconscious accepts them, for once your subconscious accepts them, your results will follow. Let the others chase attention. Let them drown in explanation. You will rise in silence. You will move in certainty. You will strike in precision. And when the moment is right, when the work is done, when the structure is complete, you will reveal it, not with words, but with triumph. That is the law. That is the way. And that is why you must remain silent until it is done. You must learn to guard your inner world as you would guard your fortune. For in truth, your mind is a birthplace of your fortune. A single careless word can leak the oil from the lamp of your imagination, and when that oil is gone, so too goes the light by which you build. Silence, then, is not just caution, it is power. Silence is your shield. It is the fortress around your idea until that idea has earned its right to exist in the world. The moment you speak your plan aloud to idle ears, you invite doubt to enter. You give critics permission to intrude. And worse, you give way to the devil of vanity, who tempts you to feel as though the saying of the thing is equal to the doing. It is not. The world never rewards a dreamer who merely talks. It rewards a doer who works in silence and reveals his fruits only when the harvest is complete. Men of great achievement have always been men of great secrecy. They speak in deeds, not declarations. Consider the builder of the pyramids, the inventor in his laboratory, the founder who labors in obscurity until his enterprise is too large to ignore. They did not announce their plans to the crowd. They did not seek applause. They sought completion. They kept silent until the thing was done. Now, if you speak too soon, your mind begins to substitute attention for accomplishment. You feel as if you are already halfway there when, in truth, you've not even begun. Speech becomes a counterfeit of action. It is a trap, and that trap has ensnared millions who thought that sharing their goal would bring them closer to it. Instead, it robbed them of their inner drive and planted in its place a craving for validation. I have taught men of industry, men of invention, men of faith, and the one truth that separated the achievers from the talkers was this: the achiever could suffer in silence. He could toil without notice. He could delay praise until the work stood complete. He knew that the furnace of discipline burned hottest when no one was watching, and yet he entered it daily willingly, without fanfare. Ask yourself, why do I feel the need to tell? Do I tell because I seek clarity, or do I tell because I seek attention? Do I tell because I must think aloud, or do I tell because I want to be admired for what I intend to do rather than what I have done? These are serious questions, for the man who speaks without discipline is often a man who never builds at all. Faith, real faith, does not need applause. Real faith does not look for witnesses. It is sufficient unto itself. The man of faith acts in silence because he knows that silence is the womb of power. Speech can be wasted. Silence cannot. Words can betray you. Silence defends you. To hold your plan in your heart and water it daily with thought, effort, and prayer, that is a path of true power. When Thomas Edison labored through thousands of failures before bringing the electric light into being, do you believe he ran to tell the world of every wire, every trial, every burnt filament? No, he kept working. He told the world only when the light turned on and banished the darkness. His silence was not weakness. It was a discipline of mastery. When Andrew Carnegie plotted his empire, he did not share his plans with idle company. He chose his confidants with care and revealed only what was necessary. The rest he kept locked within a mind trained in definiteness of purpose. He knew that in silence lies protection from theft, from discouragement, from distraction. A man who tells too much risks losing everything to those who did not earn it. There is a sacred law I have come to know. Speak only when speaking advances the cause. If your words strengthen your decision, speak them in private to yourself. If your words dilute your resolve, keep them unsaid. The world does not need your intention. It needs your execution. Keep your intention private until it can no longer be hidden because of the greatness of your results. And let me tell you the great tragedy that befalls those who violate this law. They reveal their plans, receive premature praise, and fall into rest. Their imagination grows weak. Their faith is satisfied too early. And when resistance comes, as it always does, they have no reserves to draw upon. Their work dies halfway. Their promise withers. Their dream is buried in the graveyard of spoken but unfinished intentions. But you, yes, you who listen, must not fall to this error. Let your silence become your sword. Let your stillness become your furnace. Let your quiet resolve outlast the noise of the world. There will be those who ask what you're working on. Smile, nod, say nothing. Let them wonder. For every question you do not answer, your power increases. Every time you restrain your tongue, you will become sharper. Write your purpose. Burn it into your mind. Repeat it aloud to yourself each morning and night, but speak not of it to the curious or the doubtful. Do not cast the pearl of your aim before those who cannot understand it. Let your silence become your prayer. Let it become your shield against the noise, the judgment, and the distraction of the world. Let this be your affirmation. I speak only when it strengthens my faith. I remain silent when it protects my power. I tell no one until it is done. Every man who ever built something of lasting value learned to suffer the weight of isolation. But in that isolation, he forged greatness. He became immune to mockery, hardened to delay, and faithful to his definite chief aim. Silence was his sanctuary, and it must become yours if you would rise above the crowd of dreamers who speak and do nothing. Speak with your actions. Let your labor declare your plan. Let the sound of your effort become the music of your life. And when you emerge, complete, victorious, unbreakable, then and only then shall your silence turn to a roar. Until then, hold your peace. Guard it as you would guard your treasure. Let others waste their breath. You build in silence, and the world will soon be forced to listen. Great men act before they explain. They build in silence and speak only when the structure stands. The man who talks before he moves seeks approval. The man who moves before he talks seeks dominion. Words are wind until the deed is done. Let the weak announce themselves. Let the builder construct in secret. This is the law. Motion before declaration. Action before explanation. Rockefeller moved with quiet force. He acquired refineries without broadcasting his intent. He built networks behind closed doors. While others spoke of dreams, he was busy building empires. And when he finally spoke, it was not theory, it was fact. He who talks before moving exposes a crack in faith. He is seeking applause in place of action. But he who acts needs no confirmation. His confidence is in the law, not the noise. Every time you share your plans, you invite resistance. The subconscious mind begins to think it has already succeeded because you celebrated too early. This false reward dilutes your force. It creates comfort where there should be drive. Speak of your vision only after the work is undeniable. The path must be walked before it is shown. The machine must run before it is revealed. Until then, guard it like sacred fire. Do not explain your habits. Do not justify your calendar. Do not seek applause for your discipline. Let your growth speak by results. Let your calendar reflect your creed. The man who moves first gains power. He does not wait for consensus. He does not require agreement. He builds step by step, stone by stone, without need of recognition. And one day, his structure stands while others are still debating. Move in the direction of your aim every day. Do not speak it into the wind. Speak it only to your mind, your will, your spirit. Let the outer world observe once it is done. Edison did not go to the world announcing the electric light. He experimented in silence. He failed quietly. He persisted while others ridiculed. And when the light finally burned, no words were necessary. The world was lit. Can you move without being seen? Can you build without applause? Can you advance without discussion? That is the test of power. Men of noise often stall. They exchange their strength for storytelling. They feed their self-image with imagination rather than action. But law does not obey image. It obeys work. Law respects structure. When you take daily action toward your vision, you affirm belief. When you announce that vision before it is ready, you gamble your strength on opinion. Work in silence. Refine your plans in solitude. Fortify your aim through action. And when your actions have built the structure, then let it speak. No man argues with results. The work you do in secret becomes a force you carry in public. The repetitions, the silence, the strategy, they build a reservoir of inner certainty. When you finally speak, you speak as one who has conquered. Most men reverse the law. They speak early and act late. They announce loudly and execute faintly. Their confidence is rented, not earned. But the builder walks in the opposite direction. He starts early. He speaks little. He acts repeatedly. And one day, when the world looks for the source of power, they find it in him. Your confidence must not come from praise. It must come from progress. Build in secret. Plant in silence. Water with discipline. And let the harvest reveal the truth. Repeat this aloud. I act first. I speak last. I let my work reveal my law. Let this become your creed. Let this become your rhythm. Let this protect your vision from theft, from weakness, from premature praise. And if the world asks what you're building, say nothing. Smile. Keep building. They will see soon enough. Failure begins not in action, but in idle speech. The man who speaks without completion betrays his vision before it has strength. He weakens his own foundation with the noise of opinion, the weight of doubt, the trap of approval. Every time you voice your aim to those who do not understand it, you risk surrendering it. Their confusion becomes your conflict. Their doubt becomes your distraction. You absorb their uncertainty until it becomes your own. Men are too quick to seek counsel, but not all counsel is wise. Not all ears are worthy. Not all questions are honest, and not all smiles are sincere. I did not reveal my purpose in writing Think and Grow Rich to the world before it was born. I knew what would happen. They would call it fantasy. They would call it ambition, without proof. They would ask for guarantees. And if I had listened, I would have doubted. I would have quit. The book would not exist. You must understand, some men are not malicious, but they are fearful, and their fear is contagious. Their worry is dressed as logic. Their doubt is spoken in the language of care, but it poisons just the same. The man who repeats his aim only to his mastermind, he is wise. He understands the sacredness of purpose. He does not expose it to the winds of common talk. Speak your goal to those who are building their own. They will strengthen you. But keep it from the idle, the uncommitted, the drifting, for they will drag your vision into the mud of uncertainty. Remember this. Many great failures began with a simple conversation, a word shared with the wrong ear, a doubt accepted from the wrong mouth. The enemy is not always outside. Often, it is the echo of what you allowed others to say to you. What is spoken cannot be unspoken. What is heard cannot be unheard. So protect your mind. Shield it. Guard it like a fortress. Every word you allow and becomes part of the soil from which your thoughts grow. Say this aloud. I protect my purpose with silence. I do not share with those who do not build. Rockefeller built empires quietly. He chose his counsel with surgical precision. He knew that even one voice of uncertainty could slow his momentum. You must become like this, ruthless in your protection of the seed. Ask yourself, who have you told your aim to? Did they build it or did they challenge it? Did they water it or did they cast shadow over it? You must never feel guilt for keeping your purpose sacred. You must not explain yourself to the unqualified. Your vision is not a topic for debate. It is a decree. Words are like tools. Misused, they destroy. Well placed, they build. Do not tell a man your dream who has never built one of his own. He will not understand. He will give you advice shaped by limitation. He will speak from his fear and label it wisdom. You need only a few voices, voices of discipline, voices of structure, voices of law. And if you do not yet have such voices, then speak only to the infinite. Speak to yourself. Speak to your subconscious until the dream is real enough to need no defense. Let silence become your armor. Let your results be your statement. Let your progress be the proof. Remember, most men are not aiming at anything. So when they hear your aim, they feel exposed. And they will attack, not out of evil, but out of discomfort. Do not be angry at this. Be aware. Be wise. Be disciplined and walk forward. Repeat again, I protect my purpose with silence. I do not share with those who do not build. This is law. Build your vision in private. Sharpen it through repetition. Strengthen it with daily motion. And speak only when the structure stands. Let the others talk. Let them guess. Let them doubt. Your aim is not to be known. It is to be built. And when it is built, it will answer every question without a word. A man's power is not proven by how many words he speaks, but by how many acts he completes. You must learn this early. Every minute spent in explanation is 1 minute stolen from execution. Every conversation about what you plan to do is a delay in what you are meant to build. The world is not moved by talkers. It is moved by doers. The crowd speaks often but achieves little. The builder speaks little but accomplishes much. Why? Because he spends his energy in silence, shaping reality, while others waste theirs describing dreams. You must not fall into the trap of premature speech. The more you talk, the more pressure you place upon yourself. You begin to imagine the praise, the reward, the outcome, and you lose the tension necessary to finish. You have already tasted the fruit in imagination, and so you no longer hunger to harvest it. This is why silence is not weakness. It is structure. It holds your energy. It keeps your edge. It builds the pressure needed for power. I have seen men ruin their destiny through endless announcements. They become addicted to the applause of unfinished beginnings. They declare every goal, every ambition, every plan. And when the world does not react as they hope, they retreat in shame. They begin to doubt what was once clear. But the man who stays silent builds a rhythm. He acts while others talk. He lays bricks while others write speeches. And in time, while they're still describing what they want to do, he has done it. Charles M. Schwab was not known for excessive talking. He was known for output. He built structures, teams, enterprises, because his calendar was filled with decisions and delivery, not discussion. You must live this way. Schedule your execution. Measure your movement. Let others talk. Let them speculate. Let them ask what you are up to, and give them no answer but consistency. Say this aloud. I speak with my actions. I work while they talk. I rise while they wonder. There is something sacred about the man who holds his tongue and moves his feet. He carries a quiet storm. His silence is not ignorance. It is discipline. He does not explain himself because he knows what he is doing. He does not invite opinions because he has already decided. You must become this man. Do not fill your days with calls, conversations, and updates about the future. Fill your days with the law, with structured hours, repeated affirmations, completed tasks. Let your schedule speak. Let your results answer every question. The world respects silence when it leads to something real. Ask yourself now, how much time have you wasted talking about what you should do? How much energy have you drained sharing plans you never built? How many people know your vision while your hands remain empty? This must stop. From this moment forward, you shall obey a new rule: no explanation without execution. If you have not moved, do not speak. If you have not built, do not announce. If you have not obeyed the law of repetition, then you are not yet worthy to describe your dream. You must build first. You must train yourself to enjoy the process more than the praise. The subconscious mind does not care about how many people you tell your plan to. It cares about what you do repeatedly in silence. That is what becomes identity. That is what shapes habit. That is what produces riches. The man who talks much and builds little does not deceive others. He deceives himself. But the man who builds without noise becomes inevitable. They do not see him coming. They do not prepare for him. And when he appears, they cannot deny him because he has proof. He has structure. He has law. And so I tell you again, I speak with my actions. I work while they talk. I rise while they wonder. This is not a speech of fantasy. This is not a lecture of dreams. This is a call to law, a call to sacred structure, a call to withdraw your need to explain and replace it with a command to do. Let your identity be formed in silence. Let your victories be quiet. Let your presence grow like a seed in the soil until it breaks through, and the world must notice. Not because you asked them to, not because you explained yourself, but because you became the man you were meant to be without saying a word. When Thomas Edison lit the world, he did not gather a crowd and explain the years of silent labor. He did not host a meeting to justify his delay or declare his schedule to skeptics. He simply turned on the light, and the darkness surrendered without fanfare, without argument, without demand for attention. The result revealed the man. The product spoke louder than any theory. The light needed no defense. You must do the same. There is a sacred power in silent execution. There is strength in staying quiet while you build, staying invisible while you construct, staying unknown while you prepare. You owe no explanation for the seed you plant, only the fruit it yields. Do not teach the world your method. Demonstrate your results. Talkers are abundant. Builders are rare. The world is not moved by what you intend. It is moved by what you complete. Plans whispered to others will dissolve in the heat of doubt, but plans spoken into your subconscious, repeated with faith, acted upon daily, those plans rise into visible reality. Those plans become stone, become steel, become success. I say to you now, let your growth mature in silence. Let your ambition take root, where no wind of ridicule can uproot it. Let your faith grow in soil untouched by fear. Do not allow the unqualified to witness your becoming. A young man once said to me, I have a grand idea. I've shared it with many, and none believe it can work. And I replied, that is your first mistake. You shared it too early. You scattered your seed among stones. You see, premature exposure invites theft, invites criticism, invites spiritual interference. The seed must be protected while it is soft, while it is vulnerable. Only when the roots are deep, only when the foundation is set, only when the structure stands on its own, only then may you reveal. When I first conceived the philosophy of success, I told no one, not until the idea had matured, not until the words had formed into lessons, not until the law had proven itself in my own life. For I understood, if I speak too soon, I weaken the force. But if I wait, the fruit will make the tree undeniable. Even the master builders of the world obey this law. Andrew Carnegie did not announce his first fortune. He simply earned it. Charles Schwab did not host a press conference when he organized his great business plans. He simply delivered. And when Henry Ford envisioned the motor car for the common man, he was laughed at, so he stopped explaining. He worked in silence, and the machine proved his genius. You must protect your power the same way. The soil of your soul is not public property. Guard it. The vision that was given to you was not meant for everyone's approval. It was meant for your obedience. You must protect your plans with silence until they are shielded by proof. Let others wonder. Let others speculate. But reveal only what is done. Reveal only the finished book, not the drafts. Reveal only the result, not the outline. Reveal the transformed life, not the intention to change. Why? Because what is revealed too early is killed in public opinion. It is dissected by doubters. It is pulled apart by weak minds. The unprepared world is a poor nursery for a sacred vision. Let the thing grow in secret, in strength, in solitude. And when the fruit is ripe, when the structure is finished, when the work is undeniable, step back and let the world see. For the completed work needs no defense. It will explain itself. It will teach. It will shine. It will speak. This is what Edison knew. This is what Ford understood. This is what every man who has ever created something of true worth obeyed. The law of sacred silence until the result is ripe. And I tell you now, you must learn to be the keeper of your own temple. Speak only to infinite intelligence. Speak only to your written aim. Speak only to your daily action. Let the rest remain in silence. Let the world see your excellence only after it can no longer be denied. Keep your process a secret. Share only the harvest, for the harvest alone will silence your critics, reward your faith, and inspire your generation. Let these words become a part of your being. Affirmation: I reveal only what is complete. I respect my vision. I protect my power. Repeat it morning and night until your voice no longer seeks permission, until your silence grows louder than noise, until your work reveals the man you have become. Let the light you build speak. You now know the cost of early speech. You have seen how premature exposure bleeds strength. You have felt how silence, when harnessed, sharpens a mind, protects the aim, and multiplies results. You have understood that your greatest friend is discretion, your greatest weapon is decision, and your greatest shield is unshakable faith held within. This is not theory. This is power. You were not born to explain. You were born to build. You were not born to convince. You were born to conquer. Your imagination is not for entertainment. It is for creation. Your faith is not for applause. It is for achievement. Your speech is not for reaction. It is for instruction. And instruction must first be given to your own mind. From this day, let your conversation be with your own subconscious mind. Tell what you demand of life. Repeat it until it believes. Let your mouth deliver commands to your spirit, not complaints to the world. Tell yourself, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Say it until it becomes bone, until it becomes will, until no outside voice can penetrate your internal law. Let your plans grow in privacy. Let your structure rise in silence. Let your habits speak, your actions shout, your results thunder. And never forget, the seed was not designed to boast. The tree does not need applause to grow. The fruit does not need a witness to ripen. All of nature obeys the law of silence. The sun does not declare its return. It simply rises. The lion does not announce its hunger. It simply hunts. The oak does not justify its strength. It simply stands. Do the same. Work in silence. Finish in power. Reveal only what is done. I have walked the path of silence. I have learned its law through pain and persistence. I have seen men rise when they stop explaining. I have seen fortunes born in the privacy of thought and the secrecy of effort. And I now hand you this sacred command. Do not speak until the work is complete. Your vision is not a topic. It is a task. Your purpose is not for presentation. It is for proof. Your gift is not for performance. It is for impact. From now on, speak only what strengthens. Write only what instructs. Share only what uplifts. Reveal only what is done. Final affirmation. I no longer announce. I execute. I no longer explain. I build. I no longer need permission. I have power. Speak it daily. Whisper it before sleep. Declare it at dawn. Let this become your new identity. Let the world see your transformation only when it is finished. Let them marvel. Let them wonder. Let them ask, where did you come from? And you will know, I came from silence. I came from the inner chamber of faith. I came from a place where no man could interfere. I came from the sacred fire of daily decision. And now I arrive completed. Obey this law of silence, and your work will grow in strength, your mind in faith, and your riches in abundance. Speak less, move more. Finish quietly. Let the world discover what you became when you told no one.